This is Michael's MRI 3 months ago, and this is now. That messed up disc, 100% healed. Here's what he did. Michael was 54 when his doctor told him he needed back surgery. Now he was looking at a $45,000 bill, 6 months recovery, and no guarantees. His sciatica was so bad he couldn't stand for more than 10 minutes without shooting pain down his leg. But when Michael asked about other options, his surgeon brushed him off, saying that surgery was standard protocol. That phrase stuck with him, like his spine was just another item on an assembly line. So instead of scheduling the surgery right away, Michael did what most of us do when we're scared and uncertain. He started researching. Late at night, he'd sit at the kitchen table with his laptop, trying to understand what was actually happening in his back. That's when he found a video that changed everything. It was a doctor, not his doctor, but a spine specialist who'd spent decades treating chronic back pain. And what this doctor said was completely different from everything Michael had been told. He explained that most sciatica doesn't come from damage that needs surgery. It comes from spinal disc thinning, something Michael's surgeon never mentioned. Your discs are mostly water. As you age, they dry out and compress. When they compress, they pinch your sciatic nerve. That is where the pain comes from. And surgery doesn't rehydrate those discs. It might remove a herniation, but the discs are still thin and compressed. That's why the pain comes back for so many people. Michael started to feel even more hopeless. But then the doctor went on, talking about the approach that helped his sciatica patients recover quickly for good. He talked about 3 therapies he'd been using: traction to create space between vertebrae, heat to flush starved discs with nutrients and hydrate them faster, and targeted massage to relax tight muscles that keep pulling the spine into misalignment. The catch was that these 3 therapies had to be done at the same time, and they had to be done regularly, not once a week at a clinic, every single day. Michael sat back and let that sink in. This made sense in a way surgery never did. It was about giving his body what it needed to heal, not cutting and hoping. But getting all 3 of those therapies at a physical therapy clinic would cost thousands. About to give up, Michael did one more search. He found a sciatica forum where people were talking about something called the triple fusion back massager. Person after person said it had eliminated their sciatica in weeks. One person had canceled their surgery after using it for a month. Michael clicked the link. It was exactly what the doctor described: medical-grade traction, therapeutic heat, precision massage. All 3 therapies at once, at home. The price during a sale? $119. He'd been preparing for $45,000 surgery. He ordered it that night. When it arrived, he was nervous. Part of him still thought this was too good to be true, that he was going to use it once and realize he'd wasted his money and should have just gone with the surgery like his doctor said. But he plugged it in, positioned it on his living room floor, and lay down on it anyway. The moment he pressed the button, he felt it, a gentle pull, his spine stretching upward, slowly, carefully. Not a violent crack like he'd experienced at the chiropractor, but a controlled decompression that created space between his vertebrae, space that hadn't been there in years. He could feel his lower back lengthening. The pressure that had been crushing down on his disc for so long was finally releasing. It was like his spine had been holding its breath for 2 years and was finally able to exhale. Then the heat kicked in, deep, penetrating. Not the surface warmth of a heating pad, but something that reached down into his lumbar tissue. He could feel it spreading through his lower back, melting the stiffness he'd been carrying. His muscles, which had been clenched tight trying to protect his spine, started to soften. The heat was working its way into places he didn't even know were tight. He could feel his blood vessels expanding, circulation flooding into his compressed discs, bringing oxygen and nutrients to tissue that had been starved. And then the massage started. Rhythmic, pulsing, not aggressive, but purposeful. The vibrations moved through his lower back in waves, waking up muscles that had gone dormant, releasing tension he didn't realize he'd been holding. Each pulse felt like it was breaking up the inflammation that had settled deep in his spine. He could feel his body responding, his muscles learning to relax, to let go of the defensive grip they'd held for so long. All 3 therapies working together: traction creating space, heat flooding his discs with circulation, massage retraining his muscles to support his spine properly. 15 minutes later, the device powered down and Michael stood up. The constant tension he'd been carrying in his lower back felt different. Not gone, but quieter. Like someone had finally turned down the volume on pain that had been screaming at him for 2 years. His lower back felt lighter, less compressed. Like something that had been stuck for months had finally shifted. He used it again the next morning, and again that night, and the night after that. By the end of the first week, he realized he'd gone an entire day without taking any pain medication. That hadn't happened in over a year. By the end of the second week, the shooting pain down his leg was gone, completely gone. He could stand for as long as he wanted. He could walk without limping. He could bend down to tie his shoes without that sharp jolt that used to make him freeze in place. 3 weeks after he started using the device, Michael sent an email to his surgeon's office. He was canceling the surgery. He didn't need it anymore. It's been 4 months now, and Michael still uses the triple fusion massager almost every day. Not because he has to, but because it feels good. Because his back feels better than it has in years. Because he can do things he thought he lost forever. Playing with his grandkids, working in the garage, hiking with his wife without having to stop every 5 minutes. Your spine doesn't need to be cut open to heal. It needs space, circulation, and consistency. And the Triple Fusion Back Massager gives you all three in your own home for a fraction of what surgery costs. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. Use it every day for a month. If it doesn't work, send it back. No questions asked. That's a guarantee no surgeon will ever give you. Don't let a broken system profit off your pain. Try the Triple Fusion Back Massager and see what real healing feels like.